Hi, Virgo. Welcome to Earth Wisdom Fire Tarot and to 2020. Happy New Year. This is going to be a forecast, just kind of looking at the lessons you're going to be going through this year. I did this last year and I did a personal version of these readings for people and they absolutely love them. And I'm going to be doing that again this year. So check down below in the description box if you're interested in getting one of those for yourself. It's a very, very good price of $66. um, just to help you start 2020 on the right foot. It's going to be about a 25-minute to 30-minute reading. So I normally do that for much higher, but I just wanted to do this as a gift for everyone. I have a lot of energy right now, so I can do it. So, yeah, I pulled some cards already from the Tantric Dakini Oracle and kind of just like sat with the energies here and just really connected to the energy, and it feels like you're kind of in the midst of a major spiritual rebirth. There's some very, very um deep diving into the subconscious and sort of seeing things from a higher perspective than just, of you as one person in this lifetime, like as your ego identity, like you're kind of transcending that. The Soma card really speaks to this, kind of like correlates with the moon card in the tarot. So I feel like this is really talking about this deep embrace of whatever has been unloved and unseen in your subconscious. And I feel like last year there may have been a lot of things that didn't make sense to you on a conscious level, but your energy feels lighter and it feels different because you have this eternal life card here, and it just feels like you've been through a lot and been able to survive and come out the other side stronger somehow. And I think that you have sort of let go of all fears of death or resistance to change and death and that whole process. And you're really craving like spiritual nourishment and what's actually really good for your soul and for your spirit, and not just quick fixes or cheap imitations of the real thing. So I feel like if you've been sort of bouncing around like different spiritual concepts, or you're around sort of superficial people, or you have some sort of addiction to maybe watching other people do the work that you're meant to be doing, you're going to be coming much closer and much like at a very intimate distance from what it is that you feel like is going to make you feel fulfilled. It's about trusting your heart, trusting your path, and not getting caught up in comparison to other people, or cheap imitations of what is really truly going to fulfill you and satisfy you. So wow. Already really powerful messages there. So let's see what you're leaving behind in 2019. Oh yeah, for sure. This already confirms what I was just talking about. So you have the Daughter of Wands, spark of inspiration and just feeling really inspired to follow your passion and your joy and have fun. Having like a childlike curiosity about the world and just really feeling deeply into this creativity welling up from within. You have the Eight of Swords, which is about being trapped and being blind to the truth, being sort of cut off from it, or feeling really separate and isolated from your inner truth. And it's an inner truth. It's an inner truth. It's not something that's coming from outside of you. I feel like if you have gained some awareness this year of what your vices are or what tends to distract you from your mission and what's really meant for you, in 2019, there were times where you kind of just went back to sleep, I want to say, or just kind of sort of like went through the motions of it. But you still kind of had this awareness, even when you were asleep, that you were dreaming. That whatever you were sort of participating in, whatever sort of rituals, whatever sort of, you know, cycles, that it wasn't really authentic to who you are. And there was just something sort of off about it. So this Three of Wands, I feel like, is you really seeing that there's another way, that there's a clearer path for you. And I like how, you know, this card, it looks like, you know, what's happening to the sides of it, that there's like this barrier between it. It's like you have protection, you have guardrails to make sure that you're staying on your path and that, you know, nothing's really distracting you. But I feel like it's clearer than ever, based on what happened in 2019, what's meant for you and what isn't. And I feel like with the Three of Wands, you're also trying to manifest, like you're actively in the process of manifesting something. It could have been abundance because you have the God of Pentacles here, but I feel like it could also be like spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, spiritual growth. You're trying to manifest like a new state of being that felt true to who you are. And it's a very exciting direction. The God of Pentacles, I feel like you also experienced abundance, but in ways that you hadn't expected. It's like unexpected abundance, or just abundance coming in your life, maybe not just in the form of money or ways that you expected, but in other ways. Like you kind of felt this like creative, you kind of felt like the universe co-creating that experience of abundance with you, but maybe you just straight up wanted money, or you straight up wanted a new job, or you straight up wanted something very specific and you didn't get that, but you got your needs met in another way. And because you know, had this faith in the universe, and you had probably some sort of very strong gratitude practice, is what it feels like. It never went over your head, or it never passed you by, how abundant, you know, this year was for you, and how your needs were getting met, and how you know, that practice of being grateful just kind of multiplied your blessings over and over and over again. So let's see what early 2020 has in store here. We'll see if this story goes the way that I'm thinking it's going, the way that the energy is sort of feeling. The way it feels is that you're going to be getting like much more blunt and like much more specific prayers getting answered. Let's see. Okay, so in the earlier part of the year, you have the Two of Swords, which is about, you know, I feel like it's a different energy than this Eight of Swords, even though it looks kind of similar. I feel like this Eight of Swords is you maybe feeling helpless and not knowing how to discern what's for you and what's not. You're kind of just like lost in the sauce. And this Two of Swords, I feel like, is a much more active, you have like the swords in your hand. It's a much more active participant in the information coming into your life. You're much more discerning about the information coming in, and you're not just absorbing any and everything that's coming into your reality. It really feels like it's a fresh start when it comes to communication. And Virgo is, you know, ruled by Mercury, so it makes sense that that's a really, really important part of your growth and evolution, is your relationship with communication. I feel like when it comes to saying things and expressing yourself, there is like a silence I'm sensing, a very comfortable silence. And yeah, like your comfort level with it really comes from this confidence, this knowing. You have the Supreme here, and this is really doesn't really exist in the normal tarot. It's kind of like past the world, and I feel like this is you really feeling outside of time. You no longer feel like a slave to time. You no longer feel like a slave to other people's desires. Like you are very, very in touch with your own desires, and you're kind of taking your destiny into your own hands. So if a lot of your prayers are being answered in a much more direct way this year, it's because, you know, you understand how miracles and blessings really happen, how they come into your life, because you're much more connected to the higher wisdom and the higher dimensional view of what's happening for you in your life. You have the Five of Wands, so I feel like that you're going to be dealing with some jealousy, with some very, very loud people who don't like that you've kind of gone silent, or that you kind of experience life from this very calm, centered, silent space. So there are going to be some people trying to get in your ear, trying to influence you, but I think that you kind of have learned how to tune out anything that is just background noise and is not really nourishing and fulfilling to your spirit. And you have the Two of Cups. So heart-based connection. And I feel like this is really beautiful because instead of really like following the crowd with this Five of Wands, or being influenced by a lot of loud people talking, I feel like this Two of Cups is a really quiet recognition of what it's like when your energy kind of speaks for itself, and when you recognize somebody else's energy, you feel like you're home, you feel like you're connected, you feel like you have something to offer and something to give, and you feel like you can receive freely. So it's an even exchange of energy. It's very balanced and it's very healthy. Oh, now I'm looking at the later part of the year, by the way. Wow. That is beautiful. Wow. Very, very cool. Okay. So bottom of the deck is Two of Wands. So you have three of the two cards here. You have the Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and Two of Cups. You also have the Three of Wands. So I feel like 2020 is a lot about really choosing your path actively, and you're choosing it based on where your heart is leading you. It's a very like spiritual energy, and again, you have like the gift of this higher wisdom and this higher truth. So you're being led in the right direction. So we have the Three of Swords and the Son of Swords here. So there is going to be some sort of extraneous energy that needs to be released and let go of in the last part of the year, because it's weighing you down or something, or it's just not honest. It's just not authentic to who you really are. And the Son of Swords, I feel like, is you really taking off on some sort of journey here to feel deeply into the truth of who you are and what it is that you're meant to experience. I feel like there is some sort of harsh realization that you need to come to terms with, and I think that's what hurts the most, is just like kind of acknowledging the truth that something has run its course. So what's really beautiful here is that you have the Goddess of Cups and the God of Cups literally coming out right next to each other, right beside each other. That's amazing. So I haven't even gotten to the love part of the reading, and this is already happening. So this is like, you know, again, heart-based connection, a real true emotional connection. I feel like your creativity is really opening up, and there's somebody in your life that really matches that energy for you. I feel like this is also you really embracing any sort of gifts around healing and around creating art, specifically art or music or something like that, something that really activates other people's emotions. And I feel like that's part of your healing work, and that's part of your mission, is making people feel things or helping people, like facilitating that process of people feeling things and being able to release and let go of what's not serving them. And you have the Six of Wands. You're going to be receiving a lot of success and a lot of attention. So if in the beginning part of the year you're feeling a little bit invisible because everything is really quiet and everything's really internalized, towards the end of the year you're going to be seeing kind of a big expansion, a lot of extroverted energy, a lot of people paying attention to you. And the more that people pay attention to you, the more that people see who you really are and see your gifts and what you have to offer, the more popular you become and the more successful you'll be. So I feel like, being popular is not really like a huge maybe desire of yours. Maybe it is, but I feel like this is not coming from you playing any sort of games or playing into other people's ideas of what they want. It's you just showing up as who you are and gaining success because of that. That's the real way to do it. That's the best way to do it. So let's look at your love life in 2020. Okay, so the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands, which is definitely a relationship card. This card often signifies like a marriage, a celebration, building a foundation with somebody. So there is something very solid that's possible here. Um, I think even though this situation, like whether you're single, whether you want to be in a relationship or not, there is something that's kind of like a given there, something that's worth celebrating, that's something that's very healthy and vibrant and makes you feel very alive. But it feels like a lot of this year is you really focusing on other things besides this relationship, or your relationship isn't really about the typical types of things that people do in relationships. There's a lot of growth and healing that needs to happen here, and there's a lot of focus on nourishing yourself and being in a place of inner peace. So the first card is the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. And there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Like the Wheel of Fortune is really the universe, the way the universe works. It's like the laws of the universe at work doing their thing, and you not really needing to feel any sort of grasping type of control or any sort of desire to sort of change things or fix things. It's really just being in alignment with what's meant to be, allowing fate to take its course. And you have the Temperance card, which is about being in a really peaceful energy because you've transmuted so much negative energy. It's like having these skills to really rise above negativity and use it for your own um, growth and healing. So I feel like with the Temperance card as well, there's like this patience that comes from being really in touch with that process, like being really patient as things are growing and changing and healing. You have the Nine of Swords. There are going to be some times where you're experiencing anxiety or heightened feelings of fear around this relationship, like whether you've gone down the right road or, being single, whether or not this is really what you want. But at the other side of that, if you're really in this process of transmutation, whatever anxiety you're feeling, you're going to be able to turn into health for yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like, is really trusting in your ability to nurture yourself, to care for yourself, to love yourself, and to be independent. So there are going to be times maybe where you oscillate between like feeling really lonely and alone and feeling like happily independent. And this is whether you're in a relationship or you're single. I'm feeling this regardless. Um, yeah, like if you've ever struggled with codependency in the past, like you're not dealing with that energy at all. It's like the universe not even letting you go there. And if you're naturally the kind of person who spends a lot of time alone, um, you're using that for your highest good this year, and a lot of positive things are coming from it. You may be doing some traveling and some adventuring. You have the Sun of Wands here, and you're definitely going to be experiencing a shift in your sexuality and your life force, like your vitality, your magnetism, things like that. Like there is going to be a shift there. And I think that you're going to feel a lot more in touch with that part of yourself. You're not going to be as closed off from it. Or if you've always been very in touch with it, like other people are going to notice and be into that and play into that. But I feel like in general, you're going outside of your comfort zone, you're traveling or you're exploring new things, you're doing new things. And that's really what is going to be the best part about your love life this year is, you know, expanding and growing and exciting new adventures. You have the Three of Cups, so you may be, coming across these kinds of energies from things like celebrations or meeting people through your friends. You have the Three of Cups. And I think that when it comes to love, you're going to be experiencing maybe the most profound love this year, not in the context of a romantic relationship, but through your friendships. And if you have a romantic partner, you are going to feel very close to them on a friend level. That's going to be really where you shine and where your energy shines is in how you participate in these friendships. So there's this healthy balance here between your independence and the time you spend alone and the time you spend with others. And it's all really potent, powerful energy, and it's all very healthy. So there's one more card, right? Did we talk about this one? I did. Did I talk about the Two of Wands? We're gonna talk about it again because it's like calling to me. Then it seems like it's. But I feel like I already talked about this. Anyway, so you have the Two of Wands here, which is what they're wanting me to like end this part of the reading with, the love part of the reading. It's your choice. Like if you want to be single or you want to be in a relationship, like you get to choose the path that you're going on. You have a lot of twos here. You have the Two of Cups, Two of Swords, and now the Two of Wands, showing you the like duality serves a purpose, but it's not everything. You can kind of transcend it and see the bigger picture and understand where you fit into all of it and where you want to put your time and energy and resources, because you're flush with resources with the Nine of Pentacles. Like you have it going on. You have everything that you need to create a life of abundance for yourself. So if you want to share it with other people, you have plenty of opportunities here. And I feel like friendship is going to be where you experience the most profound love this year. And that's really beautiful. Renewal of Peace. These cards really go along with a lot of the cards that already came out. So you see a little baby here, just like very peacefully sleeping in nature, feeling very protected and safe, even though they're naked. And I feel like this is really the energy that you are presenting to the world. It's like this confidence in what you know to be beyond our physical experience or the superficial sort of way that we experience reality. Like, you know that there's more, and that makes you very powerful. So you being able to maintain that foundation of inner peace is what sets the stage for these other blessings to even be possible. And it helps you deal with external stressors and external things that spark your anxiety or make you feel fearful. No matter what, like, that inner peace doesn't feel like it's really going anywhere. It feels like it's anchored in. So with the adventure card, like I already talked about, this is definitely a year of exploring things beyond um your known reality. So I feel like this is like spiritual adventures, but also like physically traveling and seeing new places and experiencing new things. You're trying new things, and you also have the open, the hope and happiness card. So, ooh, okay. Um, so yeah, this is really beautiful. This is like, um, never losing faith, never losing hope that happiness is meant for you. And even when, physically something might not be in your life, like, you'll feel the energy of it before it comes into your reality. You have open your heart. So this is about really just staying open to experiences and not closing yourself off. You're careful and you have boundaries and you're not absorbing other people's stuff. Because I think, with whatever you went through in 2019, it was almost like you were a sponge, for a lot of things coming outside of you. Like, there was a lot of stuff thrown at you. But this year, you're really being able to stay open in the face of adversity and fear. And instead of like keeping you small, keeping you closed off, you're very courageously keeping your heart open. So bottom of the deck is the play card. So no matter how difficult or anxious you get, like how scary things get, there's going to be time for you to just really explore and play and be yourself. You're going to be experiencing, like I said, some sort of major spiritual awakening that puts all of this really into context for you. Like, seeing that bigger picture is really what's going to help you sort of stay grounded in the midst of a lot of things being thrown at you, a lot of confusion, or a lot of change. You're really finding your life purpose this year and really trusting in the direction that your soul is pulling you in. And you're really connected to your angels and your guides and the ascended masters. So you're going to be channeling this may be related to your life purpose. You're going to be channeling these higher vibrational messages and energy of hope. And I feel like that's going to be transferred into whatever your healing practices or however you're helping facilitate people getting in touch with their intuition and their feelings. And instead of staying too stuck in the mental energy, it's like whatever mental energy was keeping you stuck is being blasted apart. And I guess sometimes at its worst, it turns into like overthinking and feeling really trapped in cycles of overthinking. But I feel like you're getting like a renewal and a rebirth when it comes to your mental energy and using it to really help you see things from a higher spiritual perspective. That was fast. Like how the cards are just flying out today. So you have a celebration. Your light is radiant. Be open to spiritual and material blessings coming your way. Celebrate your achievements, dear one. You deserve it. You're being honored for all that you have already achieved on your journey. So celebrate your life, accomplishments, and your amazing growth. You have already assisted so many souls to express their own unique light. Spirit has seen your tireless work at all hours on projects to assist humanity. The time, energy, and love you have dedicated to the many hungry souls hasn't been easy. There were times it left you tired and drained, but still you soldiered on and persisted with love. There is much to be celebrated here. You are an amazing, radiant soul, and we are so very honored to have you work in bringing humanity back into alignment and balance. Take this time to reflect on your achievements, for you truly are a gift to the universe. The light you emanate reaches corners of the universe even you cannot fathom. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't ever feel that the work you do is not enough. Each time you help another to see their inner light, the world gets a little bit brighter. You are never alone. You are always guided and supported by teachers and masters of the highest realms. All your earthly needs and requirements are and will always be taken care of. You are loved and appreciated for the beautiful soul that you are. Celebrate life, celebrate you. So, this is about, like I said, the blessings really pouring in and, really being in touch with your mission and the way that you're able to serve others is really where a lot of your abundance is coming in. You're in that flow. You're very in tune with the universal energies. And whatever is going on the ground, it feels like whatever sort of difficulties are happening there, they're short lived, and you have the tools to be able to deal with those things as they come. So just maintain that foundation of peace as much as you can, and it's going to be a beautiful year for you. Congratulations. So thank you so much for watching and for being here. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in getting a personal version of this reading for you for 2020, please let me know. You can find all the info down below in the description box, or you can find me at earthwisdomfire.com. I love you. Happy New Year. Bye.